Hey everybody, today I want to talk about aging. Now, nobody likes getting older, including me, but the alternative is much worse. And so we should see it as a privilege. And that means we've got to grasp it with both hands and make the most of it. Now, you could let the inevitable happen and you could slide into that slow decline, or you could fight, which is probably what you'd like to do. Try to slow down the effects of aging, or maybe halt the effects of aging. And if you're really lucky and you do the right sort of stuff, maybe you can even reverse the effects of aging. Now, when I turned 50, I thought that if I carried on doing my swim, biking, and running and eating the right things, I can manage my body composition and keep my fitness. But those were the wrong choices. I made some mistakes. Now, what I've learned since then is there are some adjustments that I needed to make. So I've been doing those. And whilst my chronological age is 61, I currently feel about 20 years younger. So here's what I did. The first thing that I introduced on the advice of my physio was mobility and stretching every day. Now, it doesn't have to be a lot. And to be quite honest, for me, it was a lot more than I was doing. So I started off with about 10 minutes a day. And that's all you need to do, as long as you're consistent. I do 30 minutes most days now, but that's my own preference. And it's really made a massive difference to me, not just in my posture and the way I walk and everything else, and things like back pain, but it's also made a difference to my posture on the bike when I'm cycling and my streamlining when I swim. So that has an indirect effect on my performance. So that's all good. The next thing I did was introduce regular high intensity training. Now, I used to do this and then I got sidetracked and I stopped doing it. And then, probably like you, I thought, if I do that sort of really high intensity aggressive stuff, that might provoke injury. And I don't want that. I've had plenty of them. So I will just do a bit more volume. That didn't work out. Fast twitch fibers need some stimulation. You've got to work them regularly. And in conjunction with the loss of fast twitch fibers, your cardiac system, your aerobic system, also loses its ability to produce energy at the top end. So your VO2 max declines, which has an impact on your athletic performance, but also on your human health as well in later life. So I made a vow to start on that. So each week I do 2 high intensity training sessions, one in the pool and one on the bike. And that's made a massive difference to me as well. I'm really starting to feel a lot stronger. I have a lot more power. And whilst I'm probably not up to the functional threshold power levels on the bike that I was when I was 40, I'm doing a lot better than I was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. In some ways, I'm reversing that process. So that was number 2. And this is the one that if you can't do the other 2, you really want to focus on this. Strength training, that's my number 1. It's the biggie. It's the one I try to get everybody else into doing and enjoying in some way, shape, or form. I did a lot of strength training when I was younger. Firstly, I started to want to build those biceps. And then I wanted to gain weight to play rugby. And then when I started doing triathlon, drifted away from that, thinking that I didn't need to be any heavier. And because I have more of a muscular build, that wouldn't help. So I stopped. And again, that was a mistake. So what I've done in recent years is I've introduced 3 weight sessions a week. That sounds like a lot of time, but it's not, because I only do 20 minutes max each session. That's an hour a week. I think most people can find an hour a week if they're keen and enthusiastic about the training. And the benefits of that are that, again, I'm getting stronger. I've actually added a little bit of muscle, so there's some hypertrophy there. So I'm reversing the aging process by restoring what I'm naturally losing. It's had a knock-on effect, which means that I have a little bit more power and I'm able to apply force a little bit better when I am cycling and when I am walking with a pack up hills and when I'm swimming. And there's also some other benefits from my health as well. So I have a better posture, my metabolism's quicker, etc., etc. I can't even quantify the number of benefits you get from strength training, other than to say, as long as you're doing it properly, there's no real downside. So those are my 3 things. Mobility, daily mobility. And I'm going to put a link on here to one of my mobility videos. And if you want to get my weekly mobility program, write mobility in the comments below. I have got the high intensity training. And if you want to get a copy of some of the high intensity training sessions I do, write HIT in the comments below. And then there's the strength training. And I'm going to be doing more about all those topics in the future. So if you'd like to hear more about those, please write more in the comments. You can also put your own comments about what you're doing to fight the aging process and what's working for you and what didn't. And don't forget, when you finish watching this, please subscribe. And also, if you know anybody who you think might be interested in this, please share it with them. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. I'll be back with more videos soon.